Okay, everybody.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, Frank just discovered Cindy's new friend over there. So,
Our Friday
Is
night guest.
it a lamb or a dog?
a lamb.
A lamb.
Yeah.
A poodle. I guess I'm hungry.
Actually, I can see why Frank said that. It does resemble a little bit of a lamb, but that's funny.
No, it's a good thing it's not a lamb.
Oh, that you just have lamb. You just have lamb. Can you imagine eating this little guy?
Yeah, it's not much meat.
What a fun way to start our Friday night call today, or Friday afternoon call for Kim and Veggie. So, all right. So, has everybody had a chance to watch today's video from Eric? Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, we are going back to spring next week. How does everybody feel?
Yeah, I'm joining in.
Good. Okay. I get a thumbs up from Reggie. Okay. What about Frank? How do you feel?
Good.
Good too. Yeah. Okay.
Spring is just back like last week, right? Yeah.
Yes. Basically, yes. That's the idea. Yeah. So Joey, how about you? A little bit resistance.
Yes,
it's good. Okay.
Yeah. Remember last time I say I wish it's spring again.
That's right. Okay. All right. Good to know. Cindy, how did you feel?
I mean, it's not too hard because I didn't really did that much different this week.
Okay.
Except adding.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So first of all, I'm very glad to hear everybody is welcoming the idea of going back to spring, because I'll tell you that there are some participants at this point would be protesting again, perhaps, or like feeling resistance about going back to spring. So it sounded like all of you are welcoming to this idea. So definitely positive. And as Eric mentioned, that the point of going back to spring is so that we can all experience together as a group. So down the road, for instance, like after we finish this group coaching, and that if you decide to live this lifestyle going forward, and how do you go back, recycle in and out of spring afterwards. So this is an opportunity for us as a group to do this. And so if there's any questions or any challenges coming up, then we can address it here as a group together. So that's the reason why. And also for some of us who perhaps, like, there's still some of the want to get into the fat burning mode again, really stick into the fat burning mode this time around. Like, this is an opportunity for some of us to really experience the full-on fat burning mode, and try maybe shed some pounds too, if there's still more that you'd like to go. So I'm glad to hear that all of you are welcoming to the idea and excited about it. So I definitely want to talk about strategies tonight, about going back to spring. So let's just start with, what are some of the ideas you have about going back to spring this time, especially this is your second time around again. So Cindy, let's start with you. Some ideas you have about going back to spring. What are you planning to do? Let's start with that.
So maybe add more exercise,
Okay.
intended exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any ideas?
I mean, it's only like 2 weeks left. Maybe I will try to not eat out at all, or no outside, but that would be hard, especially what's going on in Hong Kong. But I'll try to not eat out for like 2 weeks.
I think that's a great idea, Cindy. So I think the key of being able to control your meals at this point, at this stage, will be beneficial for that one more push to get into deep into the fat burning mode. Anything else? What other ideas do you have?
I don't.
Okay, that's okay.
I mean, for spring, you're not supposed to be hungry anyway, right? So it's not like I should reduce my meal or anything. Because, like, I mean, I think for all this time, like, felt like I'm the only one has no weight loss, and I felt kind of strange. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why I definitely want to discuss strategies with you tonight, so that we can all going in feeling more at ease about it, because I understand that weight loss is definitely top priority for you. So and I think you raised two really good strategies just now about doing more intense exercise. So I'll just start with the meals first. So yes, I would definitely agree with you. Are you working from home this coming week?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. I think that will make it easier for you in terms of being able to control your meals and also the portions and all that. Because right now, what I would love for you to do is have more certainty going into spring. Meaning that you'll be able to control your meals and what are you making, what sauces you have, and if there's any sugar at all. Because I want you really to send a very clear message to your body that it is springtime and there's not a lot of sugar around. I think one challenge you had in the past when we were in the spring season is there might be some hidden sugar here and there that sneak it in your meals, especially when you were eating out and that's just difficult to see if there's sugar in it or not. And chances are this probably is. And because of all those like sugar snugging in here and there, it is preventing your switch to completely flip. Because I remember a few times that where there were like chances that maybe certain type of soup that you had that like it make your switch just flip back easily. So right now we are going back to we are in summer, so get you out of that deep spring mode. It's sort of like I'll use this analogy. Have you never experienced where you have like a half broken zipper and you're trying to like zip it all the way up but you are unable to, but somehow if you like zip it down again, like see if you can like start from the beginning and then like, you can all the way zip all the way through. Do you guys know what I'm talking about here? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. So Cindy, I have a feeling that your switch is kind of like that, like imperfect zipper at the moment, like where you kind of like trying to like zip it all the way through, meaning like trying to switch the switch completely, but like, like maybe there's a little bit like sugar here and there, maybe a little bit of sugar stuck in that zipper. It's unable to like zip it all the way through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zip it all the way down, being in the summer, enjoy a little bit of like, I don't know, like sweet potato, like just a little bit like berries, And so you're like, okay, I've had enough now, and let me try again to zip it all the way through. So 100% adherence this week, okay? Really, help you out here, and let's just try to zip all the way through this time. Yeah? Yes? Okay.
Zip it.
So, yeah, zip it all the way through. We are all here to help you to zip all the way through. So yes, control your meal and be able, like working from home this week, I think it's such a blessing for you to have this opportunity to prepare all the meals, definitely knowing what you're heading in. And your new furry friend there will remind you there's sugar, like he or she will bark perhaps, so there you go. Yeah, so yes, so definitely try that out. Okay. And then the second strategy you mentioned is it's the exercise. So remind us again, what are some of the exercise you've been doing lately?
I mean, before it was that the bodysuit that I told you about, that the EMS one, I do like a 40, like 40 minutes, like once or twice a week. I started to run this one. Oh, hold on.
That's
Let me
okay. That's
come
okay.
back. Hold on.
Okay.
Just keep it moving.
So if you all have ideas for Cindy too, definitely let her know, because we are all here trying to help you out for weight release, because you know, we really want that happen for her as well. So
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, she's back.
He's back.
She's barking because it's lightning outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Wow.
I know she barks at things that flashes, like people riding their bike and stuff.
Oh, that's understanding. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe
So
we will hear barking.
no worries. We can continue. I can hear you fine. So you were saying the bodysuit EMS, and you got 40 minutes something. 40 minutes of what exactly?
No, that using that exercise. This Monday, I started to run too, like I mentioned, but then gym is closed again in Hong Kong. So,
that's right.
So I guess I will. I mean, walking the dogs wouldn't be too intended walking exercise.
That's
It's
very
slow,
That's good.
but they're very slow pace because they're like she will be sniffing here and there.
Let me ask you
So
this. For your bodysuit EMS, is it strength training mostly, or is that, what is it?
The last couple sessions I did more aerobic. It can be both. I mean, the energy there is the same, but they can do both, like cardio or like weight training.
Okay, so because like I said, the goal right now is to send a very clear message to your body that we're in fat burning mode. Also, the body is at ease; it's not under a lot of stress. So I would recommend, if there's any like strength training at all, just take a break from it for a week. Just experiment it, right? So only do exercise that is aerobic. Even for your cardio, make sure that it's a way where you can still carry a conversation while you're doing it. So either you're on the elliptical or on the running machine, like not running to a point where you're like, no, we don't want that, because that is not sending a clear message to your body that the environment is safe so that weight release can happen. So even if you're on the elliptical or on the running machine, get to a point where you're starting to feel like, okay, a little bit out of breath, but not completely yet, where you can still have a chat with the person next to you, for instance. That is the pace that you would want to maintain. And I know that the gym is closed at the moment in Hong Kong. So yeah, you mentioned about walking the dog. That's one way you can do it too. Or another way is, if there are up hills near you or around you, try to like walk up the hill where your body is feeling that there's a bit of a workout. But again, the key point is you can still carry a conversation with someone next to you. So let's say if you and I walk up the hill, yeah, we might feel a little bit like a little bit, but I can still have a conversation with you. That's the key. If you are at a point where you cannot carry a conversation anymore, that's too much. That is not ideal, because again, we are communicating to the body that we're running away from our life. Like it's stressful. No, we do not want any stress at all. So when that happens, let's say if you over that point where you start becoming like immediately do breathing exercise to calm your body down as soon as possible. Again, the key is to communicate environment is safe, we're at ease, so weight release can happen. Does it work for you? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also just do a lot more breathing exercise this week. Try to get the zipper all the way through by again. Yeah, try to be as relaxing as possible. How are you feeling mentally, generally speaking? Is it a little frustrated, a little bit concerned that, weight release still hasn't happened? It's okay. I completely understand if that's the case.
I may have to see, let's see what the new implementation, like how my body is feeling, right? Because it's just it is a little bit frustrated that,
yeah, of course,
at like day 75 and I'm like still nowhere.
I understand. But as I said, as I mentioned before, a lot of WildFit participants also hasn't experienced the weight release at this stage. So you're definitely not alone. It's just this past week, I was listening to some WildFit coaching calls, and I'm hearing other participants are saying the same thing, that, they don't, like, basically this participant, this is her second time around doing WildFit, and she was saying that her first time around, her weight release does not happen until like last few weeks. So the entire spring season, like, she has not had it. It's because she was not mentally prepared. She would still have a lot of like emotional things going on, that her heart and mind were not aligned. So she still at that point, she was feeling a lot of stress around her, because it could be, something else going on in her life that is impacting the way that she is living. So, and for a lot of us, it's understanding. I mean, Hong Kong, it recently just said there's a surge of COVID viruses. So a lot of people are on alert right now. So that is a type of external event that is impacting our mentally and emotionally. Somehow we might not even notice, but I'm telling you, this could happen. And things like that can also affect your weight release, anybody's weight release too. That's why it's even more important to communicate, do more breathing exercise to communicate our body that we're safe. And I want to say, maybe try not to watch the news so much these days, like fear mongering. I'm in that business, so I know I'm trying to like do something else these days, so not be in the fear mongering either. But the point is, like, and technically you are really safe, because you're working from home most of the time, and assuming your friends and family close to you are safe too. So if we logically think of the chances of us will get infected, if we do enough preventive measures, the chances of us getting infected may not be that high. Therefore, we shouldn't be worried so much. Does it make sense? I guess my point is, I'm trying to give people an idea of, like, just, more at ease, generally speaking, because it does not help if we are stressed, if we're feeling just mentally, we just fear all the time. It's not helping us, our emotion states at all. With or without the virus outbreak these days, just generally speaking, especially if we want to have weight release. Does it make sense to you? Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have ideas for Cindy that can help her with the weight release?
The only thing I was sort of thinking, Cindy, was with you being at home this week, excuse me, it might be, if you wanted to do a 1 to 3 day fast, or an alkagizer fast particularly. No, I wouldn't recommend doing a water only fast, but an alkagizer fast for 1 or 2 days. I do that if I want to flick the switch quite quickly for myself, and that really communicates a lot of abundant greens and all that sort of thing. And adding the MCT oil back into your diet now, for sure. So it might be something you want to think about for this coming week while you're at home.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. Frank, want to say something too?
Yeah, there's something that well, for myself also I will try to do it maybe more consistently. So I try these things. It's like some sort of intermittent fasting things. So the idea is I will have my dinner at 5, and then like basically after 6 I don't eat anything. I drink water still. Then I will have my breakfast like at 10. And I can do it now because I'm working from home, right? So I think if you're working from home, you can do it too. So what I do is instead of having breakfast in the morning, I just have like a light exercise, like go on elliptical for half an hour or something. Then I have the breakfast at 10. So I have like around 16 hours before before the between meals. It seems to be helping. I'm not sure because I'm not doing it consistently, but it seems to help. So I will try next week to do it consistently. So I think if you don't want to go full fasting, maybe you can try that one too.
Yeah, really, really good one. Yeah.
Great, thank you for sharing that, Frank. Awesome. See, Cindy, we are all here to like help you out here. So definitely, you're not alone here. We're all here to support you, and definitely want you to zip it all the way through again. So yes, so 100% adherence with no sugar, no. And yeah. So I think you've been using coconut water for your alkalizer, right? You added a bit back in. Is it
Only this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Only this week.
Sure. Fair enough. I would again try to take that out for next week. Just an experiment, again, just helping everybody out here, sending a very, very clear message to your body of fat burning mode is in season now. Yeah. So I would take that out too.
What about lemon juice? I squeeze like just a slice of. Is that okay or?
Great question. Okay, here's the thing. Everybody's body is different, and some people for lemon, some people's body who might not be so sensitive to sugar will still be okay, have like a few squeeze of lemon juice, that it won't flip the switch back to sugar burning. But because like for you, like I would just be very, very, very clear with the message sending. So I would say try to not have it for 1 week. Again, just want to draw the very clear line for your body. Maybe later on, if you want to experiment it, see if like a few squeezes of lemon juice will that like flip you out of the switch again. Sure, that could be an experiment for later on. But for next week, let's just try not to have it. How about that?
Then how can I make alkalizer taste better?
I would add magnesium, like salt. Try to add more minerals in your food as well. So definitely plenty of add more high quality salts. We want to get more magnesium in your system. So that the Himalayan salt or the high quality sea salt. If you want to spice it up, ginger or even like an actual like a spice, like spicy, like pepper, for instance. Yeah, I would stick with those.
Oh, she can't take them.
Oh, yeah. Great questions. Or anyone else have suggestions for her? How to make the alkalizer more tasty?
Yeah, we live by spice. We have jars of spice that we add every single day, usually a Thai curry mix or something like that, a dry spice mix that's got no sugar in it.
There you
go. Yeah, Reggie would not be able to choke it down if I didn't make it hot and spicy for him.
Yeah.
And even a little bit of garlic.
Yeah, garlic.
I started trying garlic. Yeah, it's nice.
There you go.
Okay.
See?
Not so nice for your other people around you, but
okay.
The dogs don't mind.
Those dogs, they hear the fridge open, even is a zipper open, they run to you. Even let them smell something. It's not even food, and they get excited.
Just like humans.
Yeah.
Like before WildFit, if I opened any kind of bag, plastic bag, that would be like a chip wrapper or something like that, anything packed in that plastic, he would wake up from a dead sleep. He could wake up from a dead sleep if he hears the plastic.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, okay, so I hope all these will help you. Cindy, I'm curious, like, when you're gonna start implementing? How are you gonna do with your buffer zone?
I probably will start on Sunday because I'm already meeting someone for lunch.
Wow.
I actually asked for what's for lunch. So Anne is making the soup again with corn in it. So I'll just probably gonna just have not a lot, but I did ask her what else. Like she said, she will make like pan fried fish with the fresh tomato in it. I think that's still okay for this week for summer, right?
Yeah.
And she will make like broccoli if she finds some broccoli. But I think she does add sugar in her food. So I will maybe like what Eric said. Maybe I will eat something before I go so I don't get too hungry.
Absolutely, have an appetizer down first.
But she tends to overcook and she expect me to finish the food too. You know how ants like they make sure you have enough, kind of thing. So
so Cindy, I
meeting her. That's why I'm meeting her for lunch in case we don't finish the food. Then she can have it for dinner. But if it's like a dinner, then she will insist for me to finish it because she doesn't like to eat like leftover food. Yeah,
my parents are that way too. I don't know why. It's interesting. But anyway, Cindy, I think you're getting better and better at planning your meals. Like I love hearing your what you just said. Like you asked about what lunch is so that you can mentally prepare. And this is great. So this is a non-scale victory for you. I just want to mention it's progress because pre-WildFit, you probably just don't even care. You're like, what's for lunch? Yay, I'm excited. But now you're much more aware. So this is another win for you. Definitely take note of that. And also, you just mentioned that your aunt likes to put sugar in food. So this is what I meant by all these unintended sugar sneaking in your meals, even during spring season. And as Eric said, if we have let's say in the spring season, which is we would try to adhere 100% of the WildFit rules. And if we just adhere 70% every day, like 70% on Monday, 70% on Tuesday, 70% on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday going on, yes, it might sound like it's 70. We adhere 70% of the time, but unfortunately, it's actually 0% adherence. Why? Because if we let 30% of sugar sneak in day by day by day, that is no different from having a little bit of sugar there's no different from just having a little bit of sugar every day. So that is actually 0 adherence. That's why in the coming week for you, spring, I definitely want or encourage you to have to like be able to control your meals so that so that we have certainty. Because last thing we want is, we have to guess, is there sugar in this? And I have something. Oh, it tastes sweet. I'm not so sure. Like that could be one of the reasons the switch is like this, or the zipper. It's like cannot go all the way through. It's kind of like stuck. Let's just reduce all those uncertainties. Let's make it 100% certain by you knowing what the meal is all about. If you can control it 100%. Make sense?
Yeah.
Great. And thank you everybody for giving her suggestions and ideas too. I think we have definitely confidence and helping you out here. By the way, have you done your measurements? Checking your measurements?
Only midway.
Oh yeah, the mid. So I think I remember last time we talked to you about the measurements. You only did like your waist and
no.
you did? Oh, you did. Okay. So would you mind sharing with us? Do you see any difference?
Not too much difference. Maybe the arms and maybe the legs, just like half centimeter. Not a significant difference.
Okay, Cindy,
Yeah.
I want to say on the leg and the arm, half centimeters, it's something. Definitely, it's definitely something. And
I don't
it's
know.
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Half a centimeters, it's better than 0 or negative, meaning maybe you got bigger. Do you know what I mean? It's all about perspectives, and sometimes we do have to like put in our head that like progress, or I should say becoming leaner, it's gradual. Just like weight release is gradual. It's actually the healthier way to do that. Because if we suddenly become slim like very quickly, or we drop kilos or pounds like very quickly, that is actually may not be the healthiest way to do so, because what that meant is we may be able to put those back, or put those inches or centimeters back fast as well. So it's all about it's a gradual process. That's why perhaps like half a centimeters to you may not seem like a big difference, but I'm telling you, it is something. And
Hopefully you'll going down.
yeah, and also we will do measurements one more time, like the end of it. So last time was your midway, right? And then once we'll do it again, there might be some other difference too. So definitely try to stay positive that it is happening for you. It is happening. Just have to remind ourselves that it's gradual. It's a process. So it is happening. Okay?
Okay.
All right, great. Okay, so who wants to go next? Joey, how do you feel about going back to spring next week? Or you said good, and what's your strategy, or what are you planning to do?
It's a good thing for me because last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, whoops.
Hi.
Okay, you're back. Yes.
Yeah, I said that I was not doing well last time. So going back to spring next week will be a good chance for me to compensate.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So I hope, and I think I'll do it better this time, be more restrictive and resistant to any temptations or food devil. Yes, this is my aim, and hope I can do it.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. But let me ask you this. So do you still see the food that do you still see food as temptation these days?
Still there are too many devils around me.
Okay, what are some examples?
Say this Wednesday, one of my colleagues bought a lot of ice cream.
Yeah.
Because it's on sale. They get one. It's nice. One didn't make having it and walk around me. Always say, please have one. Please have one. It's so. I to the toilet. I went to the toilet.
Good. Nice work. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Just ignore the person and go somewhere else. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that colleague is so like annoying. I find that annoying, to be honest.
Not just one, but many of them, including my boss. My boss is eating in front of my desk.
Can I ask you, do they know that you are currently in a health program at the moment?
No. They know I may be. They guess I may be on diet, but they
Yeah.
don't know on taking part in such a program.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's interesting how they're all trying to
Yeah.
tease you like 即係整你咁樣咧. Sorry, I just use Cantonese. Like just teasing. It's teasing in Cantonese, but I want to say in Cantonese so like it's bigger impact for her. So here's the thing. It's unfortunate this happened, but at the same time, by strengthen your internal self and by telling them a strong no, you're not going to have it, will actually help them to not do that to you anymore. Because I think what's happening right now is they are testing you and see if you will give in. It's unfortunate that people do that. But at the same time, we also can do something about it and not let them do it. And you just demonstrate a very good example strategy here, which you just went to the toilet by ignoring them, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is definitely one way. But another way I would say is, I know this may be challenging for you because it's new, but what I like to do is I communicate clearly that I'm not going to have it. Like I'll just tell them that, thank you, but I'm not having it. Really. And then just don't look at them again. And maybe like perhaps you can like go back to your desk and focus on your work and showing them that, hey, I'm doing work here, people. Like, what are you guys doing here? Chit-chatting, like not doing any work. Like, hey, I'm the one who's like, hardworking here, man. Do you know what I mean? Show them you are the good person. You're the great example here that you are taking care of your health and you are being productive at work compared to them. Does that help? Does that help?
But the biggest devil is my boss.
Okay.
It's really hard sometimes.
Okay, what has she been doing? Tell us. We'll help you out
She
here.
walk around.
She was?
She's having it in front of me while I was working, and then, oh, it's good, it's delicious. Oh, and why don't you have it? You should have one.
Terrible.
It's such a terrible.
Terrible.
Absolutely.
So she's fat. She's
yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't say it in front of her face, but you deep down you know, right?
She's fat and she eats a lot and and exercise. Yeah.
Cool.
Fantastic. So Joey, I think part of it's also because since you mentioned her body size, your boss's body size, I suspect that the way that she's doing it, trying to like tempt you, walk around, perhaps she's jealous of you that you've been getting slimmer. We can all see it, right? Like her face definitely got slimmer. Mm-hmm. In fact, I found an old photo of us, our family. We have like a family dinner like a few years ago, and I look at the photo, I'm like, wow, you and I look very different. I'll send it to you later, Joey. But the point is, I think part of reason why your boss is doing it is she is jealous of you looking healthier now. Yeah. And she wants you to fail so that she can feel better about herself, eating ice cream all the time and having the body that she has. Does it make sense? Why don't we just buy into this argument here? Let's just pretend it is, okay? And if you remember what I'm saying right now and what you just told us, that, oh, that's why she's fat and blah, 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 and all that. I just keep this in mind that you now see through about her, and you are the one who is taking charge of your health. that should give you a stronger reason to resist all these quote unquote temptations or food devil. Okay.
Yeah.
You can do it. You're already doing it. I definitely believe in you because you're already doing it. You just told us that, oh my God, look at my boss. I don't want to be like her. You don't, right?
Yes, it's one of the reasons.
Andy.
Yes.
So it does not matter if your boss or whoever is eating non-functional food in front of you because it's not relevant anymore. It's irrelevant because you do not want to be like them.
Yeah.
You are armed with WildFit now, and we're all here to support you. And you keep sharing with us all these ideas, all these like challenges, and we're here to help you out. But I think you're doing a fantastic job there. You walk away, and you deep down, you know that you're stronger than your boss. You looked at your boss. You're like, I don't want to look like you. I don't want to be like you. Like I'm like taking care of my own health right now. So fantastic. You're doing really, really great.
Yes.
Excellent.
I hope I can resist the next temptation.
Okay.
They eat a lot and there are lots of snack in the office.
Okay. I understand. Joey. Okay. I'll just give you another tool here. Just now, in your language, you said that I hope I can resist the temptation. Let's switch. Let's try a different language here. I will resist their temptation. It's just like change of word. I will. Oh. Yeah.
So I hope, because I did struggle a lot.
Sorry?
I did struggle a lot that day when
I
they
know.
tempted me.
But I'm giving.
Than I.
Yes, I hear you.
Can you hear?
I can hear you. But do you hear the language that I just used? The subtle difference of the language that I just used?
Yes.
Okay, what was the statement again? Do you remember?
I remember, but the fact is that I'm not confident enough in myself. So I hope I wish I can.
Okay, Joey, how can we help you to be more confident in saying that statement? How can we help you to be more confident?
I don't know.
Because Joey, you have it. Your biggest challenge right now is, do I have a tool here? Okay, I'm just gonna use a tool here. Okay, Joey, your biggest challenge here is, can you see yourself? I'm not doing a good job. I'm trying to use a mirror. So what I wanted to say is the biggest challenge right now is actually yourself. You're the one who is stopping you from being confident.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if you can stop yourself from being confident, you can also encourage yourself to have more confidence and be able to do anything you want. Can we just start by? Yes, good, fantastic. I was just about to say, can we just start with a simple statement, saying that I will resist their temptation instead of saying I hope wait, what was it again? You said I hope I can.
I hope I can.
Yes. Why don't we simplify it by just saying, let's try it. I will resist the temptation.
That temptation.
Yes. Okay. Can we repeat Joey, let's repeat 3 more times here. Okay. 3 more times. Okay, ready? Let's go.
This temptation.
I will resist that temptation.
Nice.
I will resist that temptation.
Yes. Let's just start with that. Joey, let's start with that thought. That's all.
Okay.
I think just starting with that belief, starting with that thought, it's already halfway through that battle of resisting them. Yeah?
Okay.
Great. Let's definitely remember this statement. I hope you write it down, and
Yes, just wrote it down.
fantastic. So next week, when the situation comes up, you know what to do. You don't have to say it out loud to them. You can just say it. You can just say it in, internal. You can say it out loud if you want. It's even better. But remember the thought process that we went through tonight, that we just did the exercise. So I think you're armed with even more tools to give you confidence to handle it next week. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
I actually want to tell Joey, sometimes when I go grocery shopping and I do see things I like and I know it's bad, I actually do say out loud to myself that this is not good for you. Then I walk away. Actually, I literally say it out loud to myself so I hear it. I don't know why I do that, but I know I actually say it out loud. If I'm just saying in my head, I might go back and do it. So sometimes I think thinking about it and hearing it is different reaction for our body too.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Cindy. Fantastic. Yeah. Honestly, we are our own biggest challenge all the time. Usually, we are the one who stop ourselves. So what Cindy just demonstrated is Cindy is like telling herself by saying out loud that this food is dysfunctional. It does nothing to my health, and I am now taking care of my own health. So goodbye, food, non-functional food. Bye, and then just walk away. That is great. That's excellent. Because pre-WildFit, you probably weren't doing that at all, right, Cindy?
I don't know. Sometimes I do. I mean, sometimes. I mean, really bad. I notice I do a lot more now because it feels like it's more frequently happening. But I do actually notice when I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Sometimes when I read, I might have to read it out loud too to fully understand. So, and it's just like when I'm reading in my head, it just sometimes I can read fast, but I miss something. So I notice when I say it out loud, I receive a different message. Like
Absolutely.
for me personally.
So this is called affirmative statement. It's very similar to the exercise I just went through with Joey by saying that I will resist their temptation. It's the same thing because you are affirming yourself with the action that you're going to do. By saying out loud, it's reaffirming to yourself that I will do this or I will not do that or the action that follows in that statement. So it is a great example. See, we all do that, right?
I mean, it's silly. Even when I do a good job, I will actually pat myself on the back.
I think, that's actually a very healthy way to do that. Absolutely.
Like sometimes I would think like, oh, did I do this? Did I do that? And then when I check, oh, I did it. I was like, good job, Cindy.
Yeah, Cindy, I would love for you to do more of that going into spring next week. Whenever you are able to control your meal 100% every time, please do that. Really, give yourself positive reinforcement can also help you communicating to your body that you are at ease, you're relaxing, there's an abundance around, and everything is going fine. Weight release happens. Definitely. I'm glad you brought it up. So see, some other strategy for you there. Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Frank, let's hear from you. What are your plans for spring next week?
I guess it's probably more or less the same because like I'm still working from home, so I think like I don't eat out usually during the weekdays, only sometimes during the weekends. So I think I just take out the berries and stuff next week and just do the same. Maybe that like early dinner, late breakfast thing, I would try to stick to it more often.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, I will just do more or less the same.
Great. Yeah, I think you're pretty set there. You're pretty all set there. Any like questions or anything that you might need for next week from us?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Awesome. Good to hear. All right, Reggie, how about you? Let's hear. What are your any like plans for food wise for spring next week? Going back to spring.
Well, it won't be as different as from Frank, I guess. But tomorrow we've got a barbecue party, so and I might enjoy a couple of little tomatoes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be starting immediately today. But I think spring is very okay for me. It's quite clear what you're having or not having actually. And now it's a little bit like you have to search sweet potatoes and stuff like that. Again, it's very nice to have a coach on your side that can take care of it. But no, yeah, it's easy. And if I'm doubting something, I can always ask, can I have this, or is that allowed or not? And then Kim usually says, man, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, so I know that we've been using some of the more restrictive language here, like, oh, is this allowed, or you know, I feel like I need to be like behaving well, like it's restrictive. So hey, I want to tell you that technically everything is allowed, because WildFit is about food freedom. It really is. We try to use freedom-based language. So Kim and I keep saying that, right? It's food freedom. So usually it's the participants are the ones that like feeling really restrictive, like, oh my God, like, is this allowed? Or like, I'm feeling like, what are some of the language I'm thinking? Like very restrictive, or like haven't behaving well. Like, listen, everybody, it's an experiment, and you know how your body reacts. And Kim and I, our goal is hoping that you can learn from your experiment, and then how you can improve from it next time. So remember that. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes that happens, but it's more that I don't need, let's say, is it allowed or not, but it's more like confirmation of what I'm thinking myself.
Sure.
And that's nice to know. Then a lot of times I'm right, but some things I'm not completely sure. And then we talked about it. I think it was if we are going to maybe new areas in the world, that got a certain speciality. And that this wouldn't fit into the WildFit program that much. But then if I'm living WildFit as well, then I might even try it just to see what we're talking about. That's the whole idea. Of course, I'm not going. Let's say if you go into Switzerland or Germany, especially Switzerland, where there's a lot of chocolate and a lot of nice dairy products, that you think, okay, everybody's talking always about that. Just let me try it and then you already have the suspicion that it's not going to be that nice. And that usually gets confirmed nowadays. Every time I think of something and sometimes I want to try it, then I just do it. But then it's to see if what I think is going to happen then. Because the stuff that I could eat now this week, a lot of times I thought, yeah, this is really, really sweet, sweeter than I actually would expect. And that's nice, of course, but at the same time, I think, yeah, I don't know if I need that all the time. It's only because we're now in the program, we have to do it. You want to experience what's happening then. And what I like about the fact that we are flipping out of ketosis and out of spring, and then to see how fast you can get back into it. And I don't have any worries about it. I think it will be fine. But it's more. I must say, the spring to myself is more clear what I can do, and so I'm not worrying about other things. The things I'm eating all the time and have the appetizers. That's fine, and so it's not too complicated. But suddenly you have to switch over and think, oh, can I have this? Can I have that? Is that allowed? And okay, you can have berries, but strawberries is something else again. And then that makes it a little bit more complicated. It's not rocket science or anything, but it's easier if you say you can't have any of those food sorts, and then continue. And I'm working quite hard in Belgium right now. So sometimes I think I have to stuff in the house, building the stuff, and it's possible that my body thinks that that rate to release is not so present or
it has to be at this moment. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. But I prefer actually what we're doing normally is the 5K walks. That's really nice, and you feel you're doing something, and your muscles get some kind of exercise, and a lot of oxygen in your body again. And what happened yesterday, strangely enough, I told Kim that while I was going to summer, that something else happened. My body was sort of completely relaxing. It was almost like my pancreas said, "Hey man, I'm back again. I'd like to do some work for you now." And it was really, yeah, I don't know what it was, but I said to Kim, I felt even more emotional. I don't know why that was, and it was a bit. And at some point, I felt a bit miserable yesterday, like it was a cold winter night or something of evening, and it was cold and a bit shaky, shivery. And then he said, "Oh, let's get the mail from our mailbox then." But normally you walk to your mailbox and it's about what's it, 5 to 10 meters, or it's even in your own home. But we have to walk about 50 meters, and it goes completely steep like that. So it's 1 kilometer. I have just heard from a very trusted source. Yeah.
There we go.
We walked there, and I came back, and that whole sort of almost it was tending to the depressed feeling, totally gone. And we sat down. We had we drank a couple of mugs of tea, listened to some good music, and we had a great time. But before I think that has to do something with the fact that you're switching your food groups.
Definitely.
And so I become very emotional, and I didn't even know where it's coming from. It's probably from the food, and it was quite an interesting effect that happened. And
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, but I'm happy to go back to spring. And because of the nice results I've had before, and I think it will be okay. That's the first thing I heard when what I heard when Eric said it. He said, "We're going to summer now, and you can add, but okay, that means that your fat burning mode is off now." I said, "Oh shit! I'm losing a kilo in a couple of days or in a week. That's nice." And it would stop then, but Kim told me that it doesn't even have to be that if you go back into sugar burning, it doesn't mean that you're immediately gaining weight. It doesn't have to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you use your brains and as long as you don't take added sugar, it's not such a big deal.
Yeah, as long as you just don't go back to whatever like heavy sugar that we're having before, we're fine. Yeah. And I want to say that Reggie, definitely thank you for sharing that you had like a moment where you're like feeling a little low, but then you resolve it by going for a walk, and then that exercise, that 1 kilometer walk, will help you to rectify that. And that's like that. Yeah. That's actually very, that's a very good strategy to handle it. Yeah. And for me,
for me,
absolutely. For me as well, sometimes when I'm like stuck in my desk all day and like I'm not able to like do any, like if I'm like not feeling great, I also just like go out and go for a quick walk if I have time, or I prefer longer walks too if I can, but I always feel more energized coming back after a walk. Partly it's because we humans are built for movement. We need to just get some movement, like walk around. So if we're constantly sitting, like it's actually slow us down sometimes in our thought process as well. So I'm really glad to hear that when you felt that moment of like dip, and then you went for a walk, and that definitely had helped you out. So really good, really great share. And for all of us, we can also take note of that too. If at any point that we're feeling pretty frustrated, not feeling stressed, not feeling great, go for a walk. Like let your mind wander a little bit, and then come back and see if you can get some new ideas for the hard problem that you're trying to solve, perhaps. So great. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, okay. Anyone else have any closing thoughts or questions, or you need any help from Kim and I for next week?
No. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we can wrap this